Hello, friends. Guess who? That's right. It is I, the Replacer. Once again, I've been called on so you can play the new Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. With 3 expansive modes, 18 multiplayer maps, and the tastiest zombie gameplay you've ever freaking seen.
Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. Available now. Rated M for mature.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. From the creator of Homeland, Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys star in the new Netflix series, The Beast in Me, as ruthless rivals whose shared darkness will set them on a collision course with fatal consequences. The Beast in Me is a riveting psychological cat and mouse story about guilt, justice, and doubt. You will not want to miss this. The Beast in Me is now playing only on Netflix.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find
and
it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you.
Ooh.
Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Live, Laugh, Larceny discusses true petty crimes that may be disturbing to some.
Or could be easy listening to all you psychopaths out there.
All stories are based on actual events, but details may vary.
Listener discretion is not advised.
Live,
Laugh.
Larceny. Welcome to Live, Laugh, Larceny. Do BBLs fart harder? This is Trevin.
Oh my God. And I am Amanda. That question totally caught me off guard. If anyone knows the answer, please let us know.
Please.
I feel like maybe they might.
It seems like one of those things where it seems childish, right? And you say, of course it wouldn't. It's an accentuation of the cheeks and a lift and everything. You'd say, of course not. But then again, maybe it does.
But then again, the cheeks flap around a little more with the past wind. I'm here for it, Trevin. I think it's definitely something that needs to be debated.
Debated, or if you are a listener who's done it, let us know.
So, Trevin, what is your dreadful dilemma this week?
My dreadful dilemma this week is a pet dilemma. I'm sorry, guys. You guys keep hearing all about my pets.
It's okay. There's many of them, and they're all adored.
So true. But I'm going to talk a little shit, even though we are adoring them so much. The dog's doing great. Love them. Thanks, everybody, for all the kind words and all the love to my new family members. But I got some beef with these kitties.
Okay, what are they doing?
After we lost Mabel, I was trying to bring back some of the old memories we had with the cats before Mabel. Freddie used to be a cat who could fetch.
Oh.
You could toss a ball, and the way his weird little brain works is if you threw it in a box, like he would never forget about it. He would just try to keep trying to get in the box to get it out.
Okay.
Other cats, out of sight, out of mind. And Harv, she would fetch at the old house. I could throw it down the hallway and she could fall on her back and catch stuff out of the air with her claws.
Oh my God. I didn't know they were such fetch masters.
And I'm trying to get them to bring that back because even after we got Mabel, if you would throw something in the air and it looked like they would start to scamper after it, Mabel would bark and be like, calm down, stop running in the house.
Yeah.
Which would make the cats give up.
Yes.
So I was trying to find some new toys for them to play with. I was scrolling one day, saw this ad for a cat toy that blew my mind. It was like a scratchy toy, but it also had a visual element to it that looked kind of kaleidoscopy. I don't know. I just thought it looked really cool, and I knew that my cats are very big players of things.
And it was maybe going to be something that could entertain you while they are being entertained, right?
Yeah, and if it got these cats as excited as the cats in the ad, I thought for sure... we would have a lot of fun. These things are called Kitty Kurlz.
Ooh.
It's a reversible infinity-style magic organ cat toy. It's made from corrugated cardboard, the same stuff that scratchers are made out of. It has a ball inside of it, but I'll show you this thing. So for those who can see my vidya. So this thing has a ball in the side here, but it can go inside out.
Okay.
And if a cat's trying to get the ball out of it, it can turn into a little donut, and they push through it again, and it opens back up. It's
like a floppy little mushroom thing.
Yeah, it's super cool. I was blown away by it.
The cats look like they might be interested in this very current moment of you playing with it. Oh, maybe not.
I went out and got this toy. It was just going to bring us all joy. I thought, why not? It's super cool. And nobody will look at it. Boots has a thing for jingly balls. It's always been his weakness. It has a jingly ball in the middle. Magnets is the way that it connects and allows it to be infinity, like going in and out, kaleidoscopy.
It's a really good invention.
It's a super cool invention. The magnets are super strong. I wonder if Boots could even tear the magnets apart. I'll never know because the asshole won't play with it.
How long have you had it, the toy?
It's been about a month, probably.
Okay. They should have played with it by now.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I hate it when you think, this is just gonna get them right in the giggle box, and then they are just not amused at all. That is heart-wrenching.
They just knew I wanted it too bad.
That must be what it is. I'm curious to know if anyone else has this cat toy and if their cats love it or not.
Yeah, let me know if you've gotten it, and if your cats do like it, send me some videos of them playing with it so I can live vicariously through you.
Yes, please do. Trevin needs proof. The ads of the happy cats aren't AI or something.
Yeah.
He needs to know that cats actually do indeed like this toy.
Yeah, what if the cats are AI and it really is just made to humor me as a human and a consumer? The cats actually hate the shit out of all these.
That would be such a petty crime against humanity.
Indeed.
Well, I also have a dreadful dilemma, and this is something that I have mentioned to you before. So you guys, I moved in the summertime to a new home, as most of you know. But
I can't believe that's been just this year.
No, I know.
Wow.
It is crazy. But we've lived in there now a few months, and we love it. We love being so close to my parents. We love having the space out there that we do. All of that's going great. We love the school district. Everything's great, great, great. However, right after we moved, all three of our main appliances completely shut down on us. We tried repairing a few of them a couple times, but they just kept failing. So it was our dishwasher, our washing machine, and our dryer all went out.
Wow.
And like I was kind of venting to you earlier about Trevin, I was like, maybe there are rich people out there that can just go out and buy all three appliances at once. But my family, after the big move and everything, hell no, we were not about to go and do that. So it has been a journey, and we've like spaced out these big purchases and these new appliances. And so I shit you not, I had to dry my clothes on a damn line out like Little House on the Prairie.
Hey, my mom still does that.
Does she really?
She does it. I don't know. She calls herself hillbilly a lot, but they're just so cost conscious.
Oh, wow.
In the summer, as a kid growing up on the farm, I was never allowed to use the dryer. It was like, oh no, it's nice outside. Don't use the dryer. You'll warm up the house. Like,
oh
go
my
put it on the line.
God.
And it makes the clothes feel stiff, I feel like, but that's just me.
It does. I was just about to ask her, what's her secret? Because
I don't think there's a secret. You just be uncomfortable.
you just be stiff and uncomfortable.
And save money.
Yeah, you might save a little money, but is it worth it? The answer is no. Because I'm telling you guys, I've put so much fabric softener on all the clothing, like doused it in fabric softener, and they were not soft. Drying them outside, I'm sorry, it's just not soft.
I'm going to bring Jody Bartian here to debate your ass. She'll say, is it worth it? Hell yes.
She'll be like, yes, it is. Look at my bank account.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, damn, Jody, you won. But let me just say, The tradwife probably isn't for me. I know we were joking about that.
Yeah, so you had to do all these things on your own this whole time because you had to space out the purchases, which you got into the new house, but I already know you bought the big comfy ass couch, you bought the outdoor furniture.
Yes.
This has been a very expensive year for you.
Totally.
You don't have time for additional fancy things like that.
No! We replaced the washing machine first. We got a used one just off Facebook Marketplace.
And before that, were you scrubbing them in a tub?
Wasn't. That's the only one that I was like, I'm sorry. I do not have an old-fashioned scrubbing basin. Okay? So
or
like
a cauldron.
Yeah, I don't have it. So we had to get that. I was hand washing dishes for so long. I was stringing the clothes out on the line. Now it's way too cold for that shit.
Yeah.
So Jody would even approve that I'm using a dryer, but I am happy to announce that all of our appliances are now totally working. I have a washer, I have a dryer, I have a dishwasher. I know these are like modern technological advances.
Right.
But I, for one, am glad that they're here. And because they're here, I'm going to use them.
Exactly. They are modern and normal. They seem like a boring thing to talk about, which is kind of part of what our show is. But
don't think we're insufferable.
yeah, like our last 1-star review. You may take them for granted until you don't have them.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got pruny fingers after every meal. And
Pruny ass fingers. My nails haven't been to grow as long because they get more braille the more you wash the dishes. So I am just ready to thrive after this.
Hell yeah, get your dishes washed.
So Trevin, we're going to talk about some killer facts this week.
Hello?
We've traced the facts. They're coming from inside the house.
We are going to talk about some killer facts this week. And it's my week to go first.
Okay.
I found this recent article that was really interesting to me. And I almost shared it as just kind of a discussion of sharing an article on maybe our last episode where we talked about the dogs. But the more I thought about it, I thought this is a killer fact because it's not just the current event that happened, but it got me thinking about these things. I'm not exactly sure what we call them. I know they're not like called urban legends. It's kind of like a home remedy, but it's like an unproven. So, for example, when I was a kid, anytime I got stung by a wasp or something, my Mima, my country Mima, would say, oh, go over there in the shade where there's some cold mud. And she would dig into it and she would rub the old cold mud right on the spot where I got stung. And she would say, like, that's supposed to help pull the venom out or whatever. And when I worked at my first job, I had a really bad migraine. And where he came from, his family, he found out I had a migraine. So he went and got a cup and filled it up with water, pulled out a match, struck the match, took it and dipped it into my water, and then told me to drink it.
Absolutely not, sir.
Which
So random. Is that a well-known one?
not that I've ever heard of. And I take that back. That's not how it was introduced to me. He had a migraine. I watched him do it first.
Okay.
And then he had
so he wasn't
suggested
just fucking with
He
you.
wasn't-
He
yes.
actually did it first. He drank
Yeah.
the match water.
I realized I told that story in the wrong way, but yeah, it wasn't in a way that looked like he was fucking with me unless he just drank match water to get me warmed up like a week or two before. So I've been thinking more about these, and I know we all have them. They're not, I don't know, wives' tales. That's like a story.
Yeah, no, home remedy does sound like the most accurate way to describe them, or like
Folklore.
Like superstitions. There are like older superstitions that people do, but everyone has like unique sworn by home remedies that their families tell them about that other people would probably think are fucking crazy.
Yeah, sometimes they're cultural. Sometimes it just has to do with the location you're raised in.
Right.
Who knows? So we can discuss those more here in a second, but I'll just get to the article.
Okay.
This is coming from thetelegraph.co.uk. An 82-year-old Chinese woman was hospitalized after swallowing 8 live frogs to ease her persistent lower back pain.
8?
8.
Holy shit, that's a lot of frogs. Okay.
The pensioner, who is referred to only by her surname Zhang, said that she was following folklore, shout out to, which said that eating live frogs could help treat the aches she was experiencing from a herniated disc, according to local media reports.
Oof.
Without letting them into her plans, she asked her family for help in catching the frogs, which were all smaller than the palm of a hand.
Okay, littler frogs.
And this was in September, so very recent. She consumed 3 of the frogs right away, and the remaining 5 the following day. Is there not a time rule with this?
Yeah, like you're not supposed to swim after 30 minutes of eating. Is it like eat 3 frogs, wait a day,
Yeah.
you can have 5 more? Like
with taking Tylenol or something, am I only getting like 20 milligram of frog juice right now, and I need to get them at kind of the same time? Soon after, she began to develop abdominal pain and was sent to the hospital, where she then disclosed what she had done. Quote, "My mother ate 8 live frogs," her son said. "Now the sharp pain has made her unable to walk."
Oh, kids be tattling on you.
Yeah, dicks. Doctors conducted a round of tests and confirmed that she had a parasitic infection. Quote,
Oh my God.
"Swallowing frogs has damaged the patient's digestive system and resulted in some parasites being present in her body, including sparganum."
Ooh, that sounds ominous.
I don't know what that is. That sounds yucky.
Yeah.
This is from one of the doctors from the hospital in eastern China. The doctors were able to treat her, and she was discharged after 2 weeks.
Oh, good. 2 weeks is a long hospital stay, though. I mean, they want you in and out as quickly as possible. So 2 full weeks?
That just sounds like a character in an episode of Scrubs.
Yeah.
Oh, this lady just swallowed 8 frogs, and she has a great personality, though.
Bad digestive tract, great personality.
So this says unproven remedies is the next little header, so maybe that's another name for these.
Okay.
It is not uncommon for Chinese doctors to treat people who have eaten amphibians as cures. Traditional Chinese medicine often includes the use of animal parts, including amphibians like frogs, snake bile, or salamanders to treat various medical conditions. Another doctor from the hospital said that he had treated many patients in similar conditions, many of whom were elderly.
Dang.
In 2018, there was a widely circulated story of a Chinese woman eating 5 live frogs to treat rheumatism in her legs, only to have a massive tapeworm removed from her breast soon after.
Did it come out the nipple? I'm so scared.
It doesn't say from where.
I hate that.
In 2021, a man developed a serious parasite infection after consuming 5 live frogs, believing they would give him strength after he broke 2 bones. Quote, "We have received several similar patients in recent years," Wu said. "Besides swallowing frogs, some individuals consume raw snake gall or fish gall, or apply frog skin to their own skin." There has also been a trend of eating live tadpoles to treat skin conditions such as psoriasis and eczema, while the giant salamander is believed by many to be an effective remedy for diseases like anemia and dysentery.
I get that it's like more common in different places, but as a child for me, I was always told, don't grab onto those frogs. They're going to give you warts on your fingers, or
Oh, yeah.
just the movement of a frog going down my esophagus and then being alive inside of my stomach. Like I just can't even picture that.
I wonder if that's where the phrase, "I got a frog in my throat" came from. Like I'm starting to get sick, and it's like, oh, sorry, I'm trying to take care of this illness. I got a frog in my throat.
Oh my God. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Sounds like you got a frog in your throat. It's like, why would anyone ever say that unless someone actually did have a frog in their throat at one time?
Yeah, this lady definitely had at least like 4. We kind of talk about this in the show a lot when petty criminals do a really stupid thing, and it's like, when are you gonna maybe catch on that you're doing the wrong thing?
Right.
Like, when are you gonna wake up to this? And they just keep going down and down and down and never really quite do until they're getting arrested for calling the cops on themselves for breaking into a car or something.
Yeah.
In this same way, it's like when you had to explain to people why you were in the hospital, did you feel like an idiot? Did it feel like, oops, now I see the error of my ways? Or did you still walk away from that feeling like maybe you got the wrong frogs?
Well, her family did help her gather them. So, like, I guess she could blame it on one of them.
Exactly. She's just like, that stupid nephew of mine.
Got one of the poison ones.
He got a toad.
He got a fucking
I
toad.
got 4 frogs and a toad.
Wow.
But the salamander thing with the dysentery, if y'all are on the Oregon Trail anytime soon.
There you go.
Keep your salamander
Close by. So my killer fact today kind of shares a similar sentiment to another mysterious event that I've talked about on the show.
The blobs that rained.
How did you know? Just me describing it like that, you already knew.
You just said the event, and I was just thinking of those pink, jelly little, delicious-looking thingies.
That's the one. I talked about the mysterious, weird, raining blobs coming down from the sky. And you guys, I might have one that even tops that.
Okay. Good on me to feel that energy.
I don't know how you guessed that. I have talked about so many weird events on the show, and for you to just be like, blobs, I don't know how you did it.
I was thinking either that or that one, whatever that weird storm one was, the electromagnetic thing.
Oh, yeah. There's been a few, you guys. So, as most of you know, I love my Ripley's stories. Yep. There were a few other articles that talked about it, but Ripley's... I'm just a little biased, you know? So this is coming from ripley's.com/stories. They have so many good categories on there. This was under the vintage and historical category. The title is Mysterious Meat Phenomenon, the Kentucky Meat Shower of 1876.
I think I've seen this movie. Yeah, it was a 70s one. Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God. This article says, water creatures aren't the only organisms that fall unexpectedly to the ground. Security cam footage has captured the shocking moment of a swarm of thousands of yellow-headed blackbirds slamming into the pavement over in Chihuahua, Mexico. Other strange objects falling from the sky have included jelly and spiders. So yes, thank you. Shout out. I'm pretty sure you've talked about spiders falling from the sky, and I've talked about the jelly, the blobs.
Yeah, the spiders was a very frightening one for people.
But nothing beats the meat shower that hit Kentucky on a sunny day in March 1876.
Nothing beats the meat.
A housewife living on a farm near Olympia Springs spotted the whole thing, and she described it as a significant event. I should say so. Yeah. A significant event, indeed.
I'm just waiting to see which kind of meat we're talking here.
She said that so much flesh fell from the heavens that it could fill a horse wagon.
Okay,
wow.
Horse meat.
This... Trevin's like, I'm on board. He has a big fear of horses. Kurt Goad of the Transylvania University in Lexington, Kentucky, has long puzzled over the statement while researching the Kentucky Meat Shower episode. While researching, this guy hit the jackpot and apparently found a jar from previous research of this event, and it had some of the flesh that came from the meat shower in question floating in a liquid.
Ugh, okay.
There it is. We will post a picture.
Has it said yet if it stinks?
I don't think it has.
I gotta know if that meat stank.
Some of the people suggested that it was bear meat, while others thought it might be mutton. The bravest Kentuckians even sampled the meat that fell from the sky.
All right.
You guys, come on.
My men.
No.
Obviously it was men.
No one should be sampling mystery meat that is falling from the heavens. Despite the daring taste test, followed by the distribution of samples, no one has ever adequately explained the storm or its causes. Yet, an explanation has finally emerged thanks to Joe Walton of the Wildlife Conservation Society. And it's truly a distasteful one. Regurgitated vulture carrion. As Walton explains, when vultures get spooked, they have to take off quickly. This proves especially difficult after they've just filled up on decaying flesh of animals. Since meat proves heavy, they vomit to lighten the load. It's not uncommon for them to do this on the wing, sending rotting flesh raining back down to earth. The samples of meat still available from the event support this theory, although the source of the meat has still yet to be identified.
Ew, those people ate vulture puke?
Vulture puke. You guys sampled vulture puke? This is why you don't do that.
This is almost as embarrassing as that one dude I talked about, that nasty guy from history with the puke.
And then these are just a few other things they know about the samples. They contain tissue from lungs and cartilage, which removes proper butchering from the possibility of where this meat come from. The science behind the vulture vomit theory holds water and contains a clear morale, it says on here. Think twice before devouring flesh falling from the sky.
Yeah, for sure.
So this housewife is just doing her dishes, checking the mail. And just from up above sees a wagon full of meat parts falling from the sky, and she didn't see any vultures. Like, it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it was just like a bunch of them puking at the same time.
I feel like there has to be other theories, right?
I mean, I like that one. I think that's a pretty believable
good
one.
Theory, but like you said, though, to have all the vultures like have a huge meal and then all get spooked at once and then all throw up at once. I mean, it could happen.
It said something about on the wing.
Yeah, I don't know.
They weren't talking about like all the vultures like puking on the wing of an airplane and then it's falling off the side of a wing, right? I mean, because if it's like a collection of a bunch.
Question.
Because you said a carry-on, and I'm like, these guys would be terrible to sit next to on a plane.
Well, they wrote carry-on like Carrion.
Oh.
Carry-on? That's just how I said it, but...
Carry on.
No, I think the wing thing, I don't know. I don't know if they were just trying to be funny and talking about wings of birds. I don't really know what that part of the article was trying to get at.
Carry-on birds are birds of prey that primarily eat dead animals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there we go. They weren't on an airplane wing. They were just going about their lives, I guess, vomiting in unison in front of a housewife.
Well, that is still gross that they ate it.
So gross.
I mean, I'm not judging them too much, though, for it, because I totally understand the mystery and like raining meat, and it sounds magical in a lot of ways, So I understand. Hindsight's 2020, like everybody looks stupid when they eat vulture puke, but you got to remember they didn't know before they did it.
Yeah, they thought it was magic meat.
Exactly,
okay?
Magic meat from the heavens, which gives them a little bit more cool points back.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, that was really nice of you to cover for them, Trevin. So we're not going to convince you guys to eat vulture puke, but I am going to convince you to listen to these ads.
Lads, do you enjoy getting traumatized on a weekly basis? Well, neither does my co-host Neil.
People call me a victim more than a co-host.
Anyway, welcome to the Mortal Musings podcast. I'm your host, Megan. Each week, we dive into some truly dark and disturbing cases. Do you ever find yourself listening to these horrific tales and saying to yourself,
Huh? No. Huh? What the actual Why? Why did he do that? Solved it, mate. There's no need for that. They're just acting the
Our episodes include cases of serial killers, the story of a socialite that was held captive for 25 years, prison riots, wrongful executions, and scandals in the death industry. At the end of each episode, we throw in a tale of oddity. Anything from medical mishaps to the real-life Weekend at Bernie's or Mike the Headless Chicken. New episodes every Wednesday. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
And remember, here at the Mortal Musings podcast, we like to take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you, or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake. Over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
Shopping is hard.
I can never find anything in my size.
I don't even know my size.
I buy my clothes the same place I buy my groceries.
There's a better way. Make it easy with Stitch Fix. Just share your size, style, budget, and done. Your personal stylist sends pieces picked just for you.
That was easy.
Stitch Fix. Online personal styling for everyone. Free shipping and returns. No subscription required. Get started today at stitchfix.com.
And welcome back.
Welcome.
This week, we're back to stories, and so my first time writing a story without Mabel, and I feel pumped about it.
I was like, whoa, really?
My energy was a little strong there. This was my first time writing a story without Mabel, and I thought, as a creator, I like to lean into things that make me uncomfortable in a safe way. I'm not a person who's like a thrill seeker.
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned for an improv team once when I was in high school, and I made a character that was extremely nervous because I just figured I could use what I was already feeling and lean into that as much as I could. I've had a lot of thoughts lately, and I wanted to do, I think I've done stories about death or that had to do with death, but I wanted to jump into it with how I've been feeling towards it lately.
Okay.
I love to use our stories as ways to express myself. So this one might feel a little dark, but I also think it's maybe one of my best as far as writing goes. And I'm really excited to let you all hear it.
I am thrilled. Sign me up.
I don't think it's overly sad, but I guess if it's a trigger warning if anybody doesn't want to hear about grief and stuff like that. So here we go. I've been thinking a lot about death lately, how my relationship with it has changed, how this once petrifying thought, turned respected foe, can still make me pass out if I sit and think about it too long. Death's always walked beside me, from avoiding travel as a young adult to turning down certain people's food out of fear of being poisoned. Your cookies look great. It's your character I hate. I've experienced a few deaths that carved real marks into me, milestones you don't plan for. Each day on the calendar feels like a scratcher ticket that time forces you to scrape away. For me, a boring Friday in September revealed itself as one of those dates. I'm sure you have your own. What's left behind are places that feel uncharged without the dearly departed's presence, and the living, who low-key might actually be scarier than being dead, but TBD on that. There are many ways to grieve. I bawled while writing this.
How can I turn this into a dick joke?
I've tried workouts.
Maybe 10 more push-ups will send me back in time.
And yes, it's objectively funny to ugly cry while sitting on the toilet. Mourners gonna mourn, whether they're somewhere in the 5 stages of grief, or one of those people who hijack someone's death to make it about themselves. It's all incredibly human. Because when we're forced to step away from the motion of life and face something as human as death, it brings out sides of us we usually hide. Maybe it's the quiet friend stepping up in ways you didn't expect, or the sweet kid who starts a multi-million-dollar Labubu theft ring after losing his hamster.
No amount of petty crimes will bring her back to me.
Today, you're going to witness the death of an influential person and the many mourners in their petty procession. Grief affects us all differently, because these days, one person's act of respect might look a lot like criminal intent.
Everybody, I think it's time I make a little toast.
Oh yeah.
Mohan, this isn't just a private dinner that you generously donated all proceeds to charity. We all wanted to gather here to give you this. A trophy in your honor, the village's most loveliest man.
Well deserved. Wow, I don't know what to say. In my past life as an officer in the Indian Air Force, and now in my retirement here in this village with all of you fine people, I can't say I've ever received an honor quite like Conchi Village's most loveliest person. I think about all the lovely people before me who have won this honor, and honestly, I feel a bit of imposter syndrome. If anyone were to walk in right now, they'd see I must be a very important and influential man. I look around the room and see so many faces, so many lives I've touched. My niece Naya, only you could sculpt such a lifelike image of me on this award. Jai, your many years of anger management have truly paid off. Although, your quiet son low-key gives me the willies. Sorry, kid. Ahana, you are the mother of this village. And Vikram, I appreciate your always questioning nature. Your philosophical questions and deepness have taught me more about myself than I have ever expected. Why do you think that is, though? Not now, Vikram. When I think about legacy, I don't just think about buildings. I think of being remembered. Because what's the use of building something permanent if everyone forgets who built it? And even though I'm proud to have helped our village by building a year-round crematorium that can withstand the elements, this award, this is my legacy. Oh, and one more thing that I really need to say.
Welcome to the village of Kanchi, part of the Gaya district in Bihar, India. Oh, and don't worry about whatever Mohan was about to say. He's going to die right after this anyway. Our real focus is the community he's leaving behind. Tomorrow morning, an emotional bomb will detonate among everyone sitting at this very table. Because tonight, death comes knocking, and although only one person answers, everyone will feel the echo.
Hello?
Is this Naya? Mr. Mohan Lal's niece?
Yes, this is she. Who's calling?
This is Stevie, your uncle's neighbor. I don't know how to tell you this, but Mr. Mohan passed away this morning. I went to bring in his mail and found him lying peacefully. He had a smile on his face.
Oh no! I knew retirement would kill him. I'll be right over.
No need. Your uncle made all his arrangements while he was alive. Me and the neighbors will prepare the body for a Hindu funeral this afternoon. It's the least we could do for such a great man. Tell his loved ones we'll gather at 1 p.m. at his home.
Naya hung up and slumped in her chair. She cried quietly, staring at the photos of her uncle on the table, the same ones from the trophy she had sculpted just hours earlier. They already looked different now, as if he were fading from them.
Could it be another soul is awakened to share the sunrise with me?
Vikram, Mohan passed this morning.
How could this be?
Vikram didn't waste time. Ahana answered on the third ring.
Hey, Vikram. What random existential question are you hitting me with this early?
How can I live a no-regrets life if I still have them when someone I love dies?
Anna consoled the emotional man in the only way she knew how.
Let me make you some pancakes.
Though silently distraught herself, Anna made enough for the sleeping giant, the one she dreaded telling most.
Morning, Anna. What a day. I stubbed my toe, left my lunch out, my cat puked on my rug. So yeah, I've been pacing and counting backwards from 10,000 until my rage passes.
But Anna's mothering instincts betrayed her. The warm pancakes fogging the Ziploc bag in her hands said it all.
Oh my God, who died?
The news hit like a hurricane. Jai cried, punched walls, and threw himself to the floor. When the storm was over, Anna found him curled up, sweaty and broken. She hugged him, bare skin against grief.
He really was the loveliest man.
From the top of the stairs, Jai's weird-ass son peered over his tablet, processing his father's meltdown and his first brush with mortality, the only way a kid with Wi-Fi could. The villagers arrived at Mohan Lal's home for the viewing. His body lay wrapped in a white shroud, placed upon a decorative bier. Mournful songs drifted through the air, while over 100 villagers lined up behind his closest friends.
You and the rest of the neighbors did a beautiful job decorating for my uncle's funeral, Stevie. He would have really loved the work you did.
Thank you, Naya.
I see you displayed my most loveliest man sculpture prominently. I've been emotionally working through art since I got the news. I hope you don't mind if I add the rest of these.
I'm happy to encourage the young artist, but don't you think one statue is enough? The likeness isn't that uncanny. It's giving more Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
Shh! Bite your tongue. We're all grieving in different ways. What have you done?
I cried in the tub and prank called my ex.
And that's less weird than art?
Barely.
I demoed my entire man cave in under 2 hours.
Didn't you just finish renovations last month?
You said everybody grieves differently.
In time, Stevie stepped up to the podium to lead the ceremony. He shared memories of Mohan's early years in the village.
I said, that's not a sacred cow, that's your wife.
Spoke of his many contributions, and led the crowd in a very untraditional chant.
I am so sad. Although the circumstances of this great man's passing are unfortunate, he left us one final gift. As you know, Mohan Lal's funded the construction of our new crematorium just outside town. Even though the floods often left our old sites unusable, Mohan wanted us to have a year-round way to honor our dead. I think it's only fitting that our first use of this beautiful building be to honor the man who made the dream a reality. Please, follow the procession down the road. We'll convene at the crematorium and remember Mohan with a meal.
The neighbors lifted Mohan's stretcher and led the short walk down the dusty road. The villagers followed, each swallowed by their own grief. Naya imagined how beautiful this would look in a painting. Vikram blew snot into his sleeve. Jai broke pencils in his pocket. one for every feeling he refused to process.
Before we take Mohan in, let us each say a parting word. Afterward, you may enter through the left doors to our new facilities, complete with a 1950s-style diner for morning meals. Please, bow your heads. Mohan, we loved you in life. We love you in death. And although cremation is a sacred ritual, we'll still look at your ashes and think, it's so crazy this bag of dust used to be you.
The villagers wrapped one another in a trembling hug as the neighbors carried Mohan away. The furnace gleamed, new, untouched and ready. Mohan's creation truly was a beautiful solution to the floods that plagued their village. But as the mourners craned their necks for a glimpse of the facility, they saw something else.
What is happening?
There, sitting upright in a stretcher, was Mohan Lal. He threw off the beer, kicked away the shroud, and pranced down the road he'd just been carried up.
All I wanted was to see who would actually show up to my funeral!
With the flourish of Willy Wonka hosting his own wake, Mohan greeted the stunned crowd.
Thank you for attending the first inaugural cremation at our village's new year-round facility. I thought the first one should be personally meaningful, so why not make it my own? Now let's toss this stretcher in the furnace and move on to the rest of the festivities without the body. Head on down to the Last Supper Club, our new 1950s-style diner and eatery, where I've arranged a meal for a very special occasion. We can jumble the letters of this funeral and make it some real fun.
And just like that, grief turned to whiplash. Mohan laughed in the face of his own mortality, tossed his stretcher into the flames, and soft-shoed down the road for a death by chocolate mold. One by one, the shock began to wear off, leaving room for a new and even stronger collection of emotions. Although Vikram had his usual question of why, he was too overtaken with anger to save it for his journal. Without thinking, he stormed into the diner, confronting his resurrected friend.
How dare you make us rehearse your death? You're sick, Mohan. Sick! Your family, your friends. We all experienced grief in our own ways, rebuilding our lives without you. What do you have to say for that? I wanted to witness it, sure, to see the respect and affection firsthand. Who wouldn't? But this wasn't just for me. The crematorium will change our community forever. People needed to understand why it matters. Still, there had to be a better way. I spent 6 hours today trying to imagine a future without you. I'm sorry this hurt you, but would you rather I be dead? Here, try this French toast stick. They're to live for.
If looks could kill, Vikram's glare would have caused them to fire the crematorium back up. Without a word or a blink, he devoured the toast from Mohan's fork, then turned and left the diner. Ahana came around the booth and sat beside Mohan. He reached to hug her, but she sank into the seat, emotionally wrung out.
You really scared me there. But I guess that's part of loving an interesting man. You have to accept that these things could happen.
That's an interesting way of letting me off the hook.
Here. This place seems nice, but use my purse syrup. It's homemade.
Jai bounced into the seat across from them, grinning and holding a plate stacked with breakfast meats.
You really know how to throw a funeral, Mohan. I was furious when I thought you were gone. But now I can live my life knowing I'll never feel pain or anger again.
Jai, honey, I'm afraid that's not...
Ahana, let's treat the symptom, not the problem. He's happy now. I'm sure avoiding hard conversations will never backfire.
That's pretty sound logic, actually. Well, Jai, what about your creepy son? I thought he was going to play a bigger role in all of this.
Honestly, no idea. I've been too busy being a tornado of emotion since Mohan died. He might still be at home.
No, he's here. First thing I saw when I woke up during the service. That was the only bad part of this experience. Has anyone seen my niece Naya?
They shrugged and dug into their meals. Mohan sipped his malt, a thick chocolate mustache settling over his blank expression. He scanned the crowd, basking in the attention, a living legend at his own funeral. It was the best kind of chaos, the last birthday party you'll ever have, mixed with the grand opening of your last passion project. Every hug, every gasp, every...
You sick bastard. But damn it, I respect you.
He didn't even notice Naya's absence. Meanwhile, Naya walked the dirt road home. The funeral music long gone, silence hanging in its place. Inside, everything was exactly as it had been, minus the illusion. She stared up at her Most Loveliest Man award, surrounded by the rough, cartoonish sculptures she had made in her grief. Elongated foreheads, sharp noses, beavis faces. Her own creations, meant to honor life, then to cope with death, stared back at her. Their energy felt alive, too alive.
I didn't really die.
Naya's breath caught. She stepped forward, lifting the original award, the one that started it all. There was nothing lovely about any of this. The laughter in her head grew louder, like a swarm of mean little ghosts. With one clean motion, she snapped the statue's head off, silencing them. She dropped the pieces, turned toward the open door, and walked out of her uncle's home and out of the village, searching for meaning in the mess he'd left behind. In October 2025, Mohan Lal, a 74-year-old retired Air Force warrant officer from Bihar, staged his own funeral in the village of Kanchi. Wrapped in a white shroud and carried through the streets on a bamboo stretcher, Mohan's friends and relatives followed in full procession, chanting traditional prayers and mourning what they believed was his death. Just before the final rites, the deceased sat up. The crowd froze in disbelief as Mohan calmly stood, announced that he was very much alive, and proceeded to light his own arthi, and not as a farewell, but as an inauguration. According to Mohan, the act served two purposes: to see how his community would respond to his death, and to draw attention to a newly built cremation facility he had personally funded. The project, designed to provide year-round funeral access during Bihar's heavy monsoon season, had been his passion since retirement. After burning the empty stretcher in place of the body, villagers immersed the ashes in the river and gathered for a communal meal. The event left Kanchi divided. Some found it touching, others deeply unsettling. As news spread online, many headlines framed the story as the man testing his loved one's affection, but others defended Mohan, insisting the mock funeral was more of a social service gesture than a stunt. No arrests were made, but I'd argue this caused more damage than most textbook petty crimes. Because experiencing death is like a fingerprint, each one unique. The more people you touch, the more prints you leave behind. Grief's the price of every good memory, love echoing back in a new form. So wherever you are in your relationship with death, avoiding it, grieving it, or creepily binging true crime just to feel closer, I hope you're using it to understand yourself a little better. Because existential dread makes people do weird things, and you shouldn't have to fake your own death just to find out you are loved.
Isn't that the damn truth? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Someone really did all that.
That story, the second I saw that, I was like, I need to write this thing.
Yeah. And when was this?
This was very recent. This was October.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah.
It was like a sign from death itself to tell me, write this story.
No, really. Oh my gosh. I mean, you think about these kind of things, right? Like in your morbid mind, like, if I had a funeral, who'd be there kind of thing? Or what would they say or whatever. But to actually go through with that?
I can't help but feel like you don't respect other people's feelings.
Totally.
If you're going to do that. No matter how much you think this is meaningful and that you need it to spread the word, if you funded the building, pay a lot for marketing or something. I don't know. Don't fake your death.
Totally. And like, maybe I could give it to the guy if he at least informed his close friends and family and loved ones of the truth, and then it was just like faking it for the town people who didn't really know him. But to do it to everyone, that is cruel.
Yeah, over 100 people. So he really was like that influential man type of character.
Wow.
Probably almost, I assume, kind of like probably like a mayor sort of a situation or something.
And also, I hate to admit this to you, Mohan, but not as many people are going to come to your second funeral.
Yeah, it's like having a second kid, but worse.
It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, right? I'm sorry, but if somebody did that shit to me and then they really died, I'd be like, yeah, right. And I would not go.
Yeah, it would be really
Honestly,
hard.
It would be really hard to believe them. From that point on, if you could lie about that.
But the weird thing is, if he truly was so selfish that he just really wanted to know, he'd be like, I don't give a shit. At least I got the good one.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it could be.
That's true. He's not going to care. He's like, I got to live it the best it'll ever be.
Yeah.
It's only going downhill from here.
I just can't imagine doing something like that to your people, and a weird taste in your mouth if you do continue being friends with that person. How do you trust them ever again? And I feel like he would also kind of gaslight you in the same way. Like, would you rather me be dead?
Yeah, honestly, at this point, Mohan, maybe some of them would. They're so damn mad at you. That goes beyond And I thought faking the kidnapping story that you did was bad, let alone faking your own death.
I thought that was a really good chance for me to start the story by being like, I don't give a shit what this guy has to say. He's about to die.
Yeah.
Which is also very like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't make any sense with me. Or like how I would write when I'm trying to be nice to people, even if it was a character that I made up for the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure that probably had some people thinking, huh? Who? But
yeah, clutching their pearls.
I wanted to put a line in there also, like, I don't really know anything about their traditions or anything. I wanted to kind of do in the same way with the mother story where I said, it doesn't matter if you know anything about their culture. It's just like, this is a mother story.
Yeah.
And so in the same way with this, I really am just making fun of the way we do funerals in general. But this was just a grieving story and a chance for me to kind of show multiple versions of what grieving is like for me and what it can be in it. I do find it funny. It's hard not to see the humor in all of it too.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, what do they say? If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to laugh in the really weird moments, you know?
Agreed.
But what a damn guy. I was really thinking when you were getting there to the end, because I don't know their culture, I'm like, did someone get arrested? But yeah, just a petty act against humanity story, which we love a good one.
And I also really wanted to put in, when I did more research, I was coming across people that were coming to his defense and just being like, guys, he did say that, but also he was just really wanting to make sure people knew about this crematorium. And I'm like, I understand that. And it's
sorry.
like,
there are other ways.
The media's not being mean to him because of his intention only. It's also the fact that he just did it.
Yeah.
We don't do those things in any culture, I don't think.
I don't think most
Unless you're an
cultures.
asshole, I think.
Unless you're just, an asshole culture.
But some people would probably hear this, like these people making these posts and websites and stuff, and say, he's not an asshole. So what do you guys think? Are you on the opposite side of us? I don't see the world that way.
Yeah, same. Let us know.
This episode is brought to you by Corona. When you're on a beach with an ice cold Corona in hand, how can you not feel centered? But did you know you can get that vibe anywhere? That's because whether after work, at barbecues, or at a bar, with just a squeeze of lime, Corona brings you La Playa mentality. Because while we all want the beach life, paradise doesn't always have palm trees. Corona, La Playa awaits. Get yours at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
And it is my turn to tell you all this petty crime story. This is a news story that I am very excited about for multiple reasons. But one of them is that it takes place very close to us, Trevin.
Ooh, in like the other room?
So, it took place in your kitchen. No.
Shit.
So not in Kansas City where we live, but it does take place in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, I was just down there when I picked up those dogs.
That's right. Okay, I haven't been there too many times. I've only kind of passed through there a few times and like stopped for a little bit, but I've never even stayed in that area.
I haven't either. I've never really done much of a day trip. My friend Luke and I went down to St. Louis's Mardi Gras.
Oh, was that fun?
That was probably like 8 years ago. I lost half of my face down there.
Oh!
Because my friend, my dickhead friend, while I was drunk, decided to shove his leg between both of my legs and trip me. And I ran my face across the sidewalk. I had literally just got hired for a new job.
Was this when I knew you?
Yes. Because this was the job I got after I left the job you and I were at.
Okay. I think I remember your face being banged up for some reason.
Yeah, it was the weekend before. My first day was going to be Monday after this. And this was me just being like, I left my last job. Life's crazy. Let's go do Mardi Gras. I come back Monday with a fresh, like above my eyebrow area and then like under my eye was like scraped off.
Oh, shit.
I kind of forgot about it because I had drank so much. And I remembered waking up in the hotel and just seeing blood all over my pillow and being like, what is going on?
Oh, hell. So
We can
that's
talk
St.
about that
Louis
another
for
time.
you.
But I've never really had a day trip there and experienced the city much.
Looks like maybe you need a less traumatic one.
Yeah,
One
maybe
day.
with my wife we can go.
Yeah. So shout out to St. Louis, and I'm not going to give anything else away about this crime because it's just too good. So here we go. What's in a name? William Shakespeare once asked this very question while writing Romeo and Juliet with his quill pen dipped in ink. The poetic inquiry was scribbled down on parchment paper underneath the dim light of a wax candle. Now, more than 400 years later, I ask the same question. Only this time, I typed it down on my laptop under fluorescent lights and the faint sound of Paw Patrol playing in the background. Nevertheless, names remain important. If parents aren't careful with selecting their offspring's names, the child could end up with a title made up of last names, like Jackson Johnson or Anderson Smith. Even the middle initial matters. Just ask the vegetarian man named Chris P. Bacon, or the night owl, given the moniker Earl E. Reiser. Today's petty crime story has everything to do with our victim's given name and the negative consequences she faced because of it. The exact date of our main character's birth is unknown, but one thing is very clear: the name given to the innocent baby girl entering this cruel world. Her parents couldn't have possibly known that their daughter's name would bring her endless issues, and that in the early 2000s, her name would become another word for an insult. As they sat in ignorant bliss, the mother and father admired their fresh infant and agreed out loud when the nurse asked them if they decided what to call her.
Her name is Karen.
Fast forwarding to her adulthood, Karen Yvonne Clark was constantly judged because of her name. Karens were known problem makers in modern pop culture, recognized for their public outbursts and overly critical opinions.
Your face is offensive.
Waiters avoided her table when she ate at restaurants in fear that she would demand to speak to their manager. Single men rejected her flirtation, afraid that she would criticize their performance in the bedroom.
Sorry, I'm on my period?
And every single day, there were hundreds of unhinged Karens in the wild, ruining it all for the calm and kind Karens in the world. She desperately longed for someone to understand her deeply personal struggles when a social media friend request notification popped up, introducing a woman with an eerily similar name. Karen Y. Clark's finger hovered over the accept button of Karen A. Clark's profile. Eventually, she approved the friend request, prompting the two Karens to DM. They often ranted back and forth to each other about their Karen struggles and became fast friends in no time. Their conversations consisted mostly of surface-level discussions and memes, until one day, Karen A. Clark had a proposition for Karen Y. Clark.
Hey Karen, I'm not sure if I mentioned my job before, but I actually help others improve their credit scores and was wondering if my services could be used to help another Karen out.
OMG, Karen! That sounds amazing! What all would you need from me to get started?
Oh, not much, Karen. Just every single financial document you have on file along with all your passwords and confidential information. I'm just so glad we found each other.
Me too, Karen! I will send you all my info ASAP! XOXO, Karen.
Unfortunately for Karen Y. Clark, as soon as she sent her private documentation to Karen A. Clark, their friendly chats became drastically less frequent. She tried sending pro-Karen memes and sweet emojis to her new and familiar friend, only to receive a lackluster thumbs-up emoji in return. That is, until the messages from the other Karen stopped coming in altogether. Instead, her phone started blowing up from an influx of voicemails and messages quickly flooding into Karen's cell phone and email inbox. It had become too overwhelming for one Karen to handle, and despite her hesitation to raise concern to others and to throw a fellow Karen under the bus, she was left with no other options but to report the suspicious behavior to the authorities. To make things even worse for Karen, her bank account, credit number, and spirit dwindled as nearly a decade of devastation went by without resolution. That is, until June 23rd of 2021, when kind Karen received a phone call from the local police.
Hey Karen, great news. Con Karen is now in custody.
On June 23rd, 2021, Karen A. Clark was arrested for stealing the identity of another St. Louis area woman, similarly named Karen Y. Clark, for nearly a decade. Years before the arrest, Karen A. Clark fraudulently approached Karen Y. Clark with assisting her in rebuilding her credit score, only to take all of Karen Y. Clark's sensitive information to commit financial crimes and rent multiple apartments. Karen Yvonne Clark noticed the suspicious activity after being swarmed with messages from creditors and landlords. After years of investigating, officials discovered that this isn't Karen A. Clark's first criminal rodeo. Listed in the Missouri Department of Corrections, records show that Karen had used 7 aliases to fuel her illegal schemes, including Karen Ann Kendall, Karen Vaywald, Karen Lavinia Clark, and Karen Ann Clark. Reports indicate that her lengthy history of criminal acts included charges of fraud, forgery, and identity theft, but she often avoided jail time by seeking treatment. Con Karen was also accused of stealing over $30,000 from a manufacturing company where she worked as a bookkeeper. Shockingly, she also operated a children's daycare, all while being a felon. Ultimately, Con Karen was held without bond and faced charges for passing bad checks, stealing, and forgery. She is currently wanted by at least 4 jurisdictions that have at-large warrants. No punishments were listed online. Karen Y. Clark, the victim in question, was quoted on this horrible situation, saying,
"Picking her up was one thing. She's been picked up 3 or 4 times before, but they need to make her suffer some consequences."
She went on to say that her name haunts her and even considered legally changing it, stating,
"I think I want to go change my name to my middle name, Yvonne. Nobody uses that name."
What's in a name, you ask? I'd argue that this case proves that there is a much deeper significance behind the names we are given or the names we select for others. You could end up with a title full of last names, become the butt of a petty joke, or even given the dreaded title of Karen. But the most frightening thing of all is that your name could make you more susceptible to petty criminals. And that is something we should all be afraid of, no matter what your name is.
Too many Karens.
The tale of 2 Karens.
I mean, 2, but then if you look on paper, there's like
12 of them.
That's a lot
at
of
this
Karens.
point. Why didn't she even try to pick a different alias, do you think? I mean, she was very stuck on keeping Karen, which we all know that in modern day culture, like, that's going to get some eyes on you, no?
Well, I mean, I would understand in the way of blending in with something common, but
yeah,
only doing Karen. That's like putting all your eggs in one Karen basket, you know?
Yeah, and you do not want to do that.
No.
Also, the nice Karen does seem very nice. In all the videos and the articles that I read, it seems like maybe she was just obviously too trusting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know a lot. This was one that didn't have a ton of articles on it. I wanted to know more information. Like, did they meet up in person? Did this all happen on the phone, kind of like we acted out? I don't know.
And did it all happen over just one encounter of getting all the information, or was
Totally. Was it drawn out? I don't know if they actually DM'd or sent each other pro-Karen memes. That was obviously funny. I really don't know. I don't know how they met. I don't know any of the details. So obviously I had to make all that up. I just know the outcome and how this con Karen is very crazy. And it's just a tale of 2 Karens that took place in St. Louis. And we really don't do a lot of like fraudulent stuff in that way. But I don't know. This one just really tickled me.
And to go after somebody with your same name almost identically. I mean, I understand why it's easier in that way.
And it went on for 10 years. I mean, you're getting messages from Raylia. Is that her name?
Mm-hmm. Oh, not from her herself, but I wish it was.
Yeah, from all of her realtors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine 10 years of being hounded by creditors, your bank account going down, your credit history, everything for 10 years because of this bitch-ass Karen?
I hate people like the predatory, like seeking out to get people sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was going to say, oh, have you ever just like added somebody online who has the same name as you? But I guess for you, it'd have to be somebody who has the same first and last name as you. Because like when I was a kid, at one point, I added this random guy named Trevin on Facebook because I was just like, don't see that every day.
That's
and
true.
We have absolutely nothing in common.
Where was he from?
I want to say he was up by like the P&W, like Washington or something.
Oh, damn.
Like very interesting, different life. And sometimes I'm still like, another kid? You go, Trevin. Like, get it, boy. Like, but that's still just because I did a weird thing in my teens of just adding a rando with the same first name as me. But I guess that's something unique to somebody with a unique name.
Yeah. And what if you would have added him and then Trevin really got to know you, pretended to love everything you were interested in and said, hey, I can like make you some money and this could have been you. This could have been you.
And I'm an easily duped guy, so it really could have been.
Like, well, his name is Trevin. How bad could he be?
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of stuff that people can do with, an email and an internet connection.
Yeah. Speaking of connections.
Ooh, that was a nice one.
What do we think? Do we have a solid one here? I'm trying to think. I mean, both of them were people that lied. There's liars in both. One faked their own funeral. One faked to be a good Karen.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of, they were both frauds in ways.
Fraudsters.
But still, just because people would stand up to the defense of my guy, he still conned a lot of people into thinking he was dead for at least like 6 hours or whatever. Yeah, I like that.
That's really the only thing I can think.
They each tricked people.
They tricked people, but like their motivations were different. He wanted to raise the awareness of his new business venture, and she wanted to take all this girl's money.
Yeah, he was able to try to spin it into making it sound like he's a saint still somehow.
It's like two fraudsters, but on opposite ends of the coin. Like your guy, yes, he hurt people along the way, but he's like, look, I did it for a good reason. Unfortunately for my con Karen, she can't claim that anything she did was out of the goodness of her heart. I mean, she's wronged many people, it sounds like.
We're wrong on the people. We're wrong on the community. We're fraud phonies. Yeah, something like that.
Phoning it in. I like it. Wow. What a week.
What
Trevin.
a week.
I hope that everyone listening right now is just having the best week. And remember, no matter the crime, big or small, in the end, we're all doomed.
Doomed to use that BBL, you know what I'm saying?
Bye.
See ya.
Don't be a Karen. Come on over to Patreon for bonus content, ad-free episodes. Come check it out.
And do you know any weird, unproven things? Putting matches in water, swallowing frogs? What were you raised with? Tell us on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or Threads. Live, Laugh, Larceny.
Have you ever faked your own death? If so, please send us your petty crime story. livelaughlarceny@gmail.com.
And rate our show better than the quality of that meat from the sky. Give us 5 stars wherever you rate podcast, Apple, Spotify, or Good Pods. So I'm going to do like a call and response Catholic thing. I'm going to be Stevie, and I'm just going to go, I am so sad. And then on the count of 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and you and I are going to go, me too.
Oh, I think it's funny as hell.